I, female 32, have been dating John, male 37, for 2 years. He's a single dad to 3 boys, toddler, junior, slightly older and pre-tween. I moved in with him and his kids a little while ago. I have to say that he's super protective of his kids. I couldn't meet them until later because he said they might not like me, so he started easing them into accepting me by encouraging me and pushing me to be extra friendly to them by buying them stuff and cooking for them daily. He's very busy constantly, and the boys have now clung to me because they see me more than they see him. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for this outcome, but the issue is that I can't be away from them for a long time, not more than hours. Now that I've moved in, I can't go anywhere without taking them with me. I can barely have time for myself, but worse is that my work got interrupted by that. John suggested I work fewer hours, but it didn't happen. Now, my sister is getting married soon. It'll be held hours away, so I'll have to travel. The invitation stated, child-free, so I can't take the kids. When John heard this, he immediately told me to call and apologize because I won't be attending. I was stunned. I asked why, and he went on about how much the kids adore me and how they'll go crazy when I'm hours away from them. Besides, he's too busy to look after them. I said it's not my fault and he should either take time off work and stay with them or get a babysitter. He threw a fit about how selfish and unfeeling I was and that he would only let me attend the wedding when I told my sister to let the kids come. But I can't ask such a thing of her. So I insisted on going after he kept saying I shouldn't go. He told the boys I was looking for an excuse to get some time away from them and now they won't even speak to me. I confronted him about what he did and he said it resulted from me insisting on going to the wedding and choosing my sister over my stepkids. He even said I should be thankful that the kids accept me for who I am and give me this much attention. I was speechless and felt offended. Am I the idiot for standing my ground and wanting to go? She's my only sister and we have a great relationship, so not attending her wedding can cause issues. Let you attend the wedding. Huge red flag there. Not the idiot, but this man is taking advantage of you. The fact that he asked you to work fewer hours is a major red flag in my opinion. OP, you do realize that this man is keeping you as a free babysitter and housekeeper to escape his parental duty, yes? It would be best if you got out. I'm actually surprised he hasn't tried knocking you up to ensure you stay. He's found a replacement mom. Scratch that. A slave and is working you good. He is completely gaslighting you. Of course you should go to the wedding. Start thinking about what he contributes to this relationship. It doesn't sound like much. He's trying to manipulate you by using his kids, and you're not worried that he's now resorting to anger when he doesn't get his way? Wow. Sweetheart, wake up and see the red flags. You are just the free childcare. If he really thought of you as a partner, he wouldn't ask you to cut your hours to watch his kids. He wouldn't be leaving them for long stretches, he wouldn't involve them in adult conversations, and more importantly, he wouldn't be isolating you from your family. So yes, go to your sister's wedding, but seriously think about returning to this living situation where you're just the unpaid help. It was our first real vacation since 2020 and my first with just my husband in over 10 years. Our daughter Annie, nearly adult, was left home alone. For some reason, recently Annie can do no right in hubby's eyes. Dress, music, chores. He has deemed her irresponsible. It is farthest from the truth. She has a summer job and makes good grades. She's in fact a kind of hermit for her age. Unknown to me, my husband set the water heater to refill only once a day while we're gone. Annie did some dishes and laundry. She took a shower and the water was cold. She was upset and thought it broke and called us panicking. My husband yelled at her for wasting our hot water and telling her how irresponsible she was enough to make her cry. I got madder than I ever have in this marriage and said most parents would love to have a daughter like Annie. We argued and screamed all night. So the next day I left the resort and went to a little hotel down the street. My husband has been trying to call me and I told Annie to block her father and ignore him. My husband is mad about the wasted money on this vacation, but I can't stand to even look at him over an argument over something so stupid and preventable. I feel like I am the idiot because this vacation has been rescheduled twice. It cost thousands of dollars, and I was the one who originally wanted to go, so I've wasted all that money and am now wasting more in a separate hotel. Your husband dislikes your daughter, so much so that he manipulated the situation so that he could have an excuse to bully her. This is profoundly toxic and obsessive behavior. You need to truly consider whether you are enabling this abuse by staying with him and giving him an avenue for the ongoing verbal abuse of your child. Not the idiot for your behaviour here. Thanks for sticking up for an innocent kid. I don't think OP deserves that much credit. The poor girl sounds a bit traumatised. Hermit for her age, panicking about an appliance, getting yelled at for doing laundry. I'm glad she put her foot down for this instance, but it sounds like this has been going on for years. Excuse me, what? Calling her daughter a hermit isn't any form of abuse. The father is verbally abusive, but OP hasn't done anything wrong. She said they argued all night and even left the hotel. She's defending her daughter. Have you considered that the abuse caused the hermit qualities? She's so scared of getting in trouble that she isolates herself. Let me get this straight, OP. Your husband is mad because the daughter who was home alone washed dishes, did laundry and took a shower? I'd be thrilled if my kids took showers without being told. Laundry? Dishes? I'd probably assume my kids were abducted. That's nuts. Your husband sees your daughter as unworthy of even having hot water. Less than. Unfortunately, this can't be the only instance he's treated her awfully. It's time to protect your daughter and put your foot down. He sees nothing wrong with his behaviour. Either he needs therapy or you need to do more than leave him just for the vacation. My parents divorced when I was 5 because my dad cheated on my mom with Emma. The divorce was pretty damn awful for me. I remember my dad being angry that my mum was exposing his affair to the courts and attempting to get primary custody with him every other weekend. My mom was pretty wrecked by what Dad did. I remember a lot of sadness and crying as well as some anger. My dad and Emma moved in together during the divorce, and I still remember how he introduced Emma to me and how messed up it was. He told me he loved Emma and wanted me to love Emma too and let her be my mom and how she would be such a good mom too. Emma was all about asking me to be her daughter and stuff. Then, at their house, I would hear them say my mom was trying to hurt them and was being mean. My mom sat me down during the whole thing and told me that she and my dad did not like each other anymore, and she and Emma also had problems, but she told me that I could feel however I wanted to. She didn't want me to dislike anyone for her sake. She told me so I was aware of why certain things wouldn't be happening going forward and why she might be quieter around them. But it was okay for me to like and love and be happy with them and never be afraid to show that. It took a few months for me to want to try, but it quickly ended because Emma started introducing herself as my mom. This was before the divorce was even finalized. I did spend an equal amount of time with both parents for a few years, but when I was 12 I chose to live with my mom. A couple of years before, Emma got pregnant and lost the baby and almost died. It made Emma infertile, and I remember my dad telling me about it and how she would need me more than ever. I think Emma held on to some hope that growing up would make me feel different about her, and she would experience some more of the fun mom stuff with me someday. But I just tolerate her and my dad, and it's hard some days. They never stopped hating my mom and saying it around me. Now I'm engaged, and already I have the venue decided, invitations picked out, dress purchased, bridesmaid's dress bought, and I even did flowers and went shopping with my mom for her outfit. I also asked my mom to walk me down the aisle and do a mom-daughter dance with me. I haven't included Emma in anything, and when I told my dad I had asked my mom to do the dance and walk with me, Emma burst into tears and ran off, according to him. They say I should have carved out a space for her in all this, that after her never being able to carry her child, I should be trying to include her more, and the lack of a special place for her makes me an idiot. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Your father and Emma both contributed to ruining your mother's marriage. They had an affair. They spoke bad things about her, and they expected you to have a good relationship with a woman who mistreats your mom. You are not Emma's replacement child. It's their fault that you don't have a relationship with her. And let's be honest, if she could have a child, she wouldn't be bothering you. You are allowed not to have a relationship with her. You don't have any responsibility to deal with her feelings and pretend that the last didn't happen. They not only destroyed the marriage, but tried to alienate OP from her mom. I'm glad OP and her mom are close. Emma and Dad sound like they're lucky even to be invited. You are not obligated to carve out a space for Dad's wife, who doesn't even show your mom basic courtesies and still badmouths her. The old saying, "You've made your bed, so lie in it," comes to mind here. Your father destroyed you and your mom's life by not keeping it in his pants, and now he's angry that your life isn't going exactly the way he planned. I hope you and your mom dance with all the love in your hearts, enjoying your moment. Your father and his other woman will have to overcome it. I'll get straight to it. I'm a college student and this is my last semester until medical school. I've never been able to get a loan. I've worked 5 years to get this degree because I have to pay out of pocket, so it takes way longer. I've worked 2, sometimes 3 jobs at a time, and barely had a social life. For this upcoming semester, I reached my goal for tuition, so I quit one of my jobs so I could relax a bit. I was a server, bartender at 2 bars and an office job, so I always have cash hidden in my apartment in my closet. And before the semester started, a week or 2 before, I deposit it so I could pay my tuition. My boyfriend sometimes stays over while I'm there or when I'm not. Since I've been saving for this semester, he's the only one who's been over. I never told him about the box, but he knows I have to pay for school. Well, yesterday night I got home to put some money in the box because I was going to deposit today, and it's all gone. I freaked out and tore my apartment up, thinking I put it somewhere else, knowing I didn't. I called my boyfriend like crazy, no answer. I didn't sleep last night, I was panicking. Then this morning he finally called me back. I'm yelling at him about my money, he's acting all confused and like I'm crazy. He comes over, I'm still angry, and after a while he finally admits he took it so he could borrow and he'll pay me back. Where is he going to get $14,000 from in 2 weeks? I went into a rage, called the police and reported a theft because that is what he did. Well, it's been hours now. I guess he got his phone call because his family has been blowing my phone up and his mother has said some hurtful and racist things to me. They've been harassing me for the past 6 hours. It's stressing me out even more, and I hate that I'm feeling bad for him, but he stole the money I've been saving for months. His brother did call and he was respectful and said they'd help him pay it back, and I should just go to the police station with him and tell them that I want to drop the charges, but I don't believe them. I could do that and never get my money back still. I don't know what to do, and I hate that I'm contemplating doing this. I'm just angry and have been crying all day. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot, and do not drop the charges. $14,000 is a huge amount of money. His family is lying. They're not going to pay you back. Your boyfriend's first response was to lie. He only admitted the theft afterward. They'll take off and run, and you'll never see him or any of them ever again. Why would you drop the charges? He stole from you. He deserves to go to prison. Also, if you do drop the charges, any insurance you may have may be nullified. You may be able to borrow money from somewhere, but they would need to see evidence of your ability to save money. You'll need the police report number as part of this application. If his family is banging on about paying the money back, tell them they can sell one of their cars ASAP and pay you back, as courts usually charge interest on money judgments. OMG, stop keeping $14,000 in cash in your closet. Everyone's the idiot here. As a server for a decade, you can stop by an ATM and deposit daily. This isn't 1953. I'm not saying she deserves it, she doesn't, but it seems like an unnecessary risk with no upside. So, not the idiot he stole the money, period, didn't even ask you. The trust in this relationship has gone out the door and it's over. Block his family on your phone, you do not need their abuse. Before you do, if you have any messages from them, save them and ask the police for an AVO to prevent them from abusing and threatening you. Also, I'm so incredibly proud of you. Working your way through school like that is not easy and you did it. Break up, press charges, get your money. He didn't take a couple of hundred, he took $14,000. $14,000! Like, whose parents would even defend that? I know my mom would literally let me stay in jail if ever I did that to anyone. The audacity! My 19 female mom and dad divorced when I was 9 years old. My sister, teen, was just 6 at the time. My mom took sole custody of us because a judge saw my dad unfit to even be around us, and since my parents' divorce, my sister has always given my mom a hard time. I understand that children of divorce go through a lot, and my mom understood that too, so she put us in therapy for it. But it seemed like no matter what my mom did, my sister always hated her. For years, my mom and sister would have arguments where my sister would say how she hated my mom and how it was my mom's fault that my dad wasn't in our lives. Yesterday, though, was unlike any other time. My sister and my mom were having a dispute over something very trivial when my sister stormed off and stated something exceedingly awful to my mom. What she said was uncalled for and my mom immediately burst into tears. I was immediately appalled and barged into my sister's room, asking her why she would say that, and she said, she, our mom, is the reason my life sucks, she's the reason we don't have a dad. So I just sort of snapped and said, no, dad is the reason we don't have a dad. I told her everything our dad did, from constantly cheating on our mom and taking us with him to cheating on our mom. I told her that our dad was a bad dad and an even more terrible husband. My sister got upset with me when I told her this and left and went to our grandparents, our dad's parents' house. A couple of hours later, my grandmother called me, saying that I was wrong to tell her all that stuff about our dad and that I had no right to ruin her good memories of him. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Your sister needs to know the truth about the man she's been idolizing for so many years, and you need to protect your mom from your sister's unwarranted attacks. The good memory your sister had were not true. And those false memories robbed her of having a good relationship with the person who fought for and protected her. Her own mother. Maybe it's time for your sister to return to therapy. More importantly, sister needs to know that Grandma is feeding her a bill of goods regarding her dad. Grandma is engaging in parental alienation, and that is abuse. But even more so, Mom does not deserve abuse for being the parent doing it right. And your sister needs to respect and appreciate what she has instead of wishing for a reality that doesn't exist. This was my thought too. As soon as the OP said that the sister took off to the paternal grandparents, I thought, yep, this is why the sister feels this way. I would assume that Grandma has been feeding the sister lies about how awesome her dad is and how if only her mother wouldn't have pushed him away or other such bull. Your sister has had her rose-colored glasses removed, and she and your grandparents don't like the hard dose of reality you served.